program. We're going to read for you the balance change list for what we call 2.2, which is the patch that will have Riptor in it. We will not be showing you Riptor today. We will not be playing as Riptor. We will not be giving you a release date or a trailer date. You will learn things, and you will learn them soon, but you will not learn them today. If that upset you, I am very sorry, but things are the way they are for a reason, and you will find out soon.
You said 4 burritos? What?
4 burritos,
4 burritos to find out soon.
a taco, and a chimichanga walk into a bar. I don't have a punchline. I'm just really hungry. Anyway, let's talk changes. Usually we read these kind of in order of character release, right? But I'm going to deviate a little today, and I'll tell you why in a second. So let's do this. System changes. Fixed a bug that prevented Spinal and Saberwolf from doing their ultras on Conrad's stage. Whoops. There was a bug in the stage ultra code for that stage that only affected those 2 characters and prevented them from doing their regular ultras. So once the patch comes out, you won't have to worry about stage selection anymore. So that's nice. Hip hip hooray. So now I'm going to skip to Spinal. Spinal got one change, and that is that Shadow Searing Skull is no longer invulnerable for any period of time. I don't know why this was ever invulnerable for any period of time, but the team here at Iron Galaxy and Microsoft, we aren't super fond of that. And that change will also carry over to other similar projectiles. They will not be invulnerable either. It's just weird for a pretty safe shadow projectile to be invulnerable until like 1 frame before the projectile. It's just strange. So that's gone. And that should make Spinal easier to bully on Wake Up, which is, I think, the intention of the high momentum character, where you knock him down and it's hard for him. And right now, because of that move, it's actually a little easier for him than we feel it should be. So that's a Spinal change. So I'm going to go back up to the top of the list now, because I wanted to get that Spinal one out of the way first. Jago. Shadow Endo Kuken is no longer invulnerable for any period of time. This is a consistency thing. It just doesn't make sense for any of the characters to have this, in our opinion. So Jago's losing it too. Additionally for Jago, light and medium wind kicks travel a bit farther now. So we didn't actually want to put the hitbox back where it was in Season 1, because that led to him being a lot farther away from his opponent on block than we intended, or that we liked. Which made punishing it kind of like an iffy thing, right? You didn't know how to behave because you weren't quite sure how far away he was going to be or what button was going to reach. So instead, we gave it a little extra travel distance, which should get you all of the confirms and combos you used to get in Season 1. So experiment with that. Look forward to that. I think that helps quite a bit with stuff like crouching short, light wind kick.
Definitely helps with pressure.
Brandon's a big Jago player. I'm a big Jago player. So we're definitely liking it. Medium wind kick is a little more useful kind of at that mid-screen neutral range as well, because that
has like
little, it helps, right?
Now. Yeah, generally, because people was either using light to pressure or heavy just to close range.
Right.
So medium has its purposes now.
Yeah, medium goes, almost like a full Jago length farther in terms of like him being spread out in kick pose. Yeah. It's nice. It's a really nice change, so enjoy that. Saberwolf. We fixed a bug that lets Saberwolf get a safe counterbreaker attempt on a very specific frame of Shadow Ragged Edge. This is like a just frame. It was really, really hard to do and was very, very particular, and it's gone. Nobody's using it, but it's gone.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. We're trying to get rid of all safe counterbreakers. New ones always pop up, and especially when we're building new character archetypes and stuff, occasionally something slips by us, but we're always going to be trying to fix those. So if you ever have a question like, hey, Iron Galaxy, do you intend to fix this safe counterbreaker? The answer is yes, we intend to fix it. It's just a matter of time until we get to it. Some of them are harder to fix than others for various reasons, but moving on. Glacius players, time to get pumped, because this change is nuts. Liquid Eyes can now travel farther than it used to travel. So he's still in puddle form for the exact same amount of time, but he can travel about sweep distance now.
Yeah.
And that means he's actually moving faster because it's the same amount of time but more distance covered. This will really help deal with projectiles that are coming from non-traditional angles, such as a Spinal Skull from above, or perhaps a Maya Dagger from a diagonal.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
It's nice, and there's some nasty offensive stuff you can do with this too, and it's good. It's really good.
Yeah.
So look forward to that. Moving on to Mr. Thunder. Thunder is not getting any changes this patch. He is in great shape. He is a very scary character, and Uppercut is really unfair.
Well, I'm sure Thunder players are happy.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's move on to Sadira. So, Sadira's got a bunch of changes for basically fixing bugs. Let me go through these for you guys. We fixed a bug that allowed Sadira's webs to hit during hit stop, which removed the breaker windows from the attack that preceded it. We did this by preventing the web from actually hitting the opponent if they're already in hit stop. Instead, the web will spawn, stay there, and wait until hit stop is over, and then ensnare the person. So this is a nerf and a buff. The nerf side of this is that no more unbreakables for you by hitting crouching hard punch or far hard kick into web on virtually the same frame. The good news is that because this web is hitting a frame or two later, you actually have a little bit more time before you need to connect your next attack, essentially. You get an extra frame or two out of that, which is useful, believe it or not. Next, we fixed the bug preventing Sadira's Shadow Widow's Bite projectiles from destroying themselves properly when a counterbreaker was attempted. So she was still getting free counterbreakers in some situations using Shadow Widow's Bite, and that is now fixed. Performing an Ender right after a web without doing anything else first will now be breakable as opener Ender. So web into Ender, no matter where it was in the combo, just like Conrad's Antlion into Ender anywhere in the combo, will be breakable as opener Ender. So if you're going to do a really awesome, creative Sadira combo that has no break windows in it, you need to do a manual before you do your Ender if it ended with web. Otherwise, people are going to be able to break it. So keep the creativity up. We're seeing some really cool stuff out of Sadira players right now. And we hope to see some of that stuff actually appear in competition soon.
Definitely.
I don't know if you guys have seen KDD's videos.
Oh my God.
Ridiculous. Next for Sadira, we fixed a bug that prevented the leg launcher and chained leg launcher from getting proper opener or manual labels, making them unbreakable in some situations. I don't think this was getting abused either, but there was some nasty stuff you could do.
Yeah, it had its noticeable uses.
Yeah, and now it's gone. That's it for Sadira. So it was mostly bug fixes, getting rid of unbreakable combos, getting rid of safe counter breakers, etc., etc. Orchid. Let's move to Orchid. Orchid didn't get any changes. I think she's in a good spot.
She's like
Yeah.
borderline perfect.
Yeah, she's feeling fair now, which is great. And fair is what we want. Ultimately, we want all the characters to have a really good chance in as many matchups as possible.
Right.
We do want all the characters to have, you know, their own brand of BS, right? Where they can kind of make their opponent scared of whatever their brand of BS is. But sometimes we go a little too far, and we dial it back a little bit. So we already talked about Spinal, Shadow Searing Skull, no longer invulnerable for any period. Let's talk about Fulgore. Fulgore, Shadow Energy Blast, is no longer invulnerable for any period. Again, this is in line with the Spinal and Jago change for consistency's sake. I don't know why these were invincible in the first place. The team really feels that they probably shouldn't be, so we made that change. And I know that Adam Eisgreen at Microsoft was teasing some Devastation Beam changes for you guys, but those are going to wait a little bit longer. They're not quite ready yet. We are playing around with some stuff. I don't want to talk about what it is yet, but Devastation Beam changes will not be in this patch, so please be patient. They are coming. We do feel the character is very strong right now, and there are a couple players out there starting to show it. So if you guys are feeling like Fulgore's maybe a little too weak, check out some of their videos, maybe lab it up a little more and learn how to keep your reactor spin speed up while you fight. And I think you'll get a lot more meter than you think you're supposed to. He gets a lot of meter when played well. All right, moving on to TJ Combo.
Mr. TJ.
We have heard your pleas. You are having trouble with TJ Combo. So, we did a few things to TJ that we just felt were a little out of line for what the character kind of ended up being. We do like the roll. We think the roll is kind of a common thing in fighting games. If you're a Smash player, characters are rolling through you all the time.
Right.
If you were a King of Fighters player or a Capcom vs. SNK player, you are pretty familiar with how these rolls work and how to counter them and all that. TJ doesn't have any invincible wake-ups except for backdash, and that can be beaten with simple option select style mix-ups. So definitely lab that stuff out. TJ should be a lot more free on wake up than people are making him look. So these changes really aren't necessarily for that. So keep that in mind. First change, light tremor is now -6 on block. That is punishable by all light buttons and some medium buttons. Medium tremor is -8 on block. Heavy tremor is -10 on block. Shadow tremor is -4 on block. Tremor is not going to be something you can just throw out willy-nilly anymore. You're going to have to be sure, I guess.
Yeah.
Make those reads.
Yes, make those reads. We do want TJ to be a read-heavy character, and a lot of the stuff he does is in line with that. But the tremor was just a little bit out of line, I think, with the style of play we want to see out of TJ. Next change, Vortex hitboxes. This is uppercut, Vortex. Vortex hitboxes have been reduced, and this is a horizontal reduction, so they don't beat cross-up attempts as easily. We felt that the hitbox we shipped with ended up being a little too wide and was tagging people out of cross-ups a little too easily, so we shrunk that a little bit. Light Vortex now hits on frame 6 and is active for 2 frames. Medium hits on frame 7 and is active for 3 frames. Heavy hits on frame 8 and is active for 5 frames. So all of these are 2 frames slower than they used to be. We also felt that this move for a down-up move, which is very, very quick to react and get out, was just a little too fast, especially for how much it gives you when you hit. So this should be a little easier to deal with now as well, and will require a little better timing, a little better premeditation from the TJ player in hitting these uppercuts. Shadow Vortex still hits on frame 8 like it used to, but we've added 1 additional frame of vulnerability at the startup. So now it's vulnerable for 2 frames and then invulnerable until the hit. This should be much easier for you to hit a light meaty against, which was our intention, that light meaties would wreck TJ.
Yep.
And unless you were getting, they're basically 2-frame windows unless your character has a 3-frame active jab. So this should make it a little easier for characters that have a 2-frame active jab only to do light meaties on TJ and start some of these really, really strong and annoying setups that make it hard for TJ to get up once he's knocked down. So that is the TJ changes for 2.2. We'll see how that affects competitive play with TJ. We're always watching tournaments. We watch all the small ones, all the online ones, all the big ones. And we're definitely paying attention to what you guys are saying and feeling about the character, even though I'm in the chat telling you to lab it out all the time. But yeah, there are a lot of people starting to make videos, which is very helpful as well. And maybe I'll start making some too. That'd be nice.
Very awesome.
Yeah. So let's move on to Maya. I think Maya got a lot closer to where we want her in the last patch. We got rid of some of the absurd damage she wasn't supposed to get. We got rid of some of the unbreakables and the free counter breakers and whatnot. But we still feel there's a little more adjustment warranted. Leap kick is a move that, and this is her uppercut, that kind of swings and hits kind of low. It doesn't hit low, but it swings low first and then goes up. And it's invulnerable until that hit frame. But she's still on the ground for a few frames after that. So the thing that this move really loses to is a meaty cross-up. If you can get a hard knockdown on Maya and then jump over her and do a cross-up, she can't do anything about it. She can front dash, which will get her out because of the 6-frame window which you're trying to land this in. But you can option select a special move input as you land to catch that backdash. And I'm not seeing people do this to abuse Maya. A lot of people have said to me, hey, Keats, Maya is a momentum character, but I can't take the momentum away from her because of this leap kick. Definitely experiment with meaty cross-ups on her, because you can absolutely steal the momentum from this character and make her life very difficult on a knockdown as well. That said, changes for Maya. Leap kick, it still hits on frame 6, but the light version is now vulnerable on frame 5, so we've made it vulnerable 1 frame earlier. The medium version is vulnerable on frame 2, so that's invulnerable only for 2 frames now. And the heavy version has lost all invulnerability, because that move is definitely meant to be more offensive, and we didn't really like the way that was being used defensively as almost a get out of jail free against tall characters. Yeah. So that will not be the case anymore. Longer meaties, like the real 6-7 frame meaties, like a Saber Wolf standing medium kick. Oh yeah, those are going to give Maya big problems now from the front. So her defensive options are definitely much weaker as a result of this change, and we feel that that's a fair thing because Maya is definitely an offensive powerhouse. She has great pressure. She doesn't necessarily have the best mix-ups, but when she opens you up, if her pressure has gone correctly, she has both daggers, she has the 4 pips of dagger meter, and she can cash out big. Moving on. Maya can no longer counterbreak her attempt during the startup of Shadow Daggers. And beyond that, performing a counterbreaker while Shadow Daggers are active will cause them to separate immediately. So there were still some setups where people were getting safe counterbreakers out of this, although they weren't leading to as much. They were still annoying. So we just made the daggers separate forcibly when you try a counterbreaker. And the last Maya change is that the 3rd hit of Savage Strikes, the attack box on that is now extends a little bit lower, and that's because it was whiffing Crouching Saberwolf and Crouching Riptor occasionally, and we did not want that to. We wanted it to be a little more consistent.
Right.
So you'll probably only notice that in the Maya Saberwolf matchup, because you never played against Riptor, but we did. All right, moving on. Conra. Let's have a little Conra discussion.
Okay.
We've seen a lot of discussion about inconsistencies with Conra, and I've read through people's lists, and honestly, a lot of that stuff I think is misunderstandings. I've seen guys say this combo only works sometimes, but actually the combo you're talking about is character specific. It works on certain characters, it doesn't work on others.
Right.
I've seen some people say the recapture is inconsistent. Actually, if you hit your opponent in the exact same spot every single time, it will work the exact same way, because it's all deterministic, right?
It's true.
So what you want to do with these recaptures with Conra when he's spinning, you need to hit people in front of him. If you hit people on top of him, you're almost guaranteed not to recapture them, unless their hitbox is ungodly huge and you hit them in just the right spot. So maybe you'll have better luck pulling thunder out of the sky with that than other characters. But definitely try and hit people in the front of the tornado if you're looking for a consistent recapture. And if you practice, and I've seen a lot of Conra players who have put in the time already, they're not missing that recapture. They're getting it every time they want it. So put in some time and you'll see that stuff too. And then a lot of people are talking about the tornado that shoots out when you do whirl over a sand trap. That is something we accidentally left out of the command list, but it is absolutely intentional that throws the opponent in a random direction. We didn't want that to be reliable zoning or reliable trap tool because it destroys other projectiles. That move is chaotic and will remain chaotic. Maybe you get something cool out of it. Maybe you don't. Conra. Change list. Let's go. Conra. Before I read this,
It's a big list.
I expect to hear a bunch of people say, but this character wasn't even that strong. What's with all these changes? I've seen things. I've been scarred.
Yeah.
I know what he can do.
Oh my god.
And I haven't seen what he can do in public yet, but I've seen it here at the office, and it's really scary.
It would only been a matter of time.
It's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
So please believe that these changes are in all of your best interests.
Yeah, it's for the best.
All right, Conra. Fix the bug that caused Conra to act as if he was in the air during Sandsplosion recovery. Now you can combo him and throw him to your heart's content. That was just a bug. It's just a bug, essentially.
That's all we have to it.
The advice I'm giving you right now, if you're still playing 2.1 until 2.2 comes out, if you block Conra Sandsplosion or he whiffs it, sacrifice or whatever it's called, and you want to punish the recovery, if you have a recapture, use that because he's airborne. So if you're Wolf, just do back forward 2 kicks. If you're Maya and you have time, do forward hard kick. If you're TJ, always just tremor because it's safe. Just tremor.
Safe now.
But if you are a different character, you don't have that option, you need to sweep him because that will give you a hard knockdown on the character with the worst wake-ups in the game with no sand on the screen.
Yeah.
Just sweep him. Walk up to him, press your crouching hard kick or crouching hard punch, whatever sweep, wherever your sweep is, unless you're spinal, then sorry. You don't have one.
Yeah.
But that matchup's fine for you anyway, so.
Yeah.
Sweep him, pressure him on wake up because he has no options after that sweep. But the fix is coming. You'll be able to do whatever you want to him on recovery starting when the patch comes out. And that is very good because that was pretty frustrating. Next change. Shadow Swarm lasts 60% as long as it used to if untouched. These lasted a bit long. 10 seconds was a little excessive. So now it's down to about 6 seconds. And they're still really good, guys. They're still really, really, really scary. And the things that Conra should be doing to you while they're on the screen are not any less scary. It's just a lot of Conras that I saw were just doing spike over and over again, which isn't very scary. However, they were doing that because it built a ridiculous amount of meter. Sand Spikes, Scorpion Strikes, and Antlion build much less meter in the next update. Those were way out of line with what we intended for the character, and he basically had an infinite supply of Shadow Swarms because
Right.
he could make you block spikes and Scorpion Tails all day and just rebuild the meter in no time. So that was silly, and that's going away too. Crouching Hard Punch. Hitbox has been reduced. This was catching cross-ups way too easily and covering way too much space. Crouching Hard Kick. Hitbox reduced, also catching cross-ups way too easily,
Right.
covering too much space. These are still great anti-airs. They're still great moves.
Definitely.
They're just not insane anymore. Next, we fixed a bug that caused Conra to get stuck in place when doing Whirl while cornered facing out. That was weird. I hadn't heard anybody complain about it, but it's fixed. We also fixed the bug that let Conra dash under players in the corner. No other character can do that.
Yep.
So, not intentional. That's gone now, too. Conra can still cancel the recovery of Clutch at the same time with special moves, but he can no longer cancel out with movement, jumps and dashes. So you're not going to be able to do Clutch, dash, and then Whirl to recapture. That was never what we intended for you to do with the move. We wanted you to only be able to recapture that if you bounce somebody into a swarm or onto a sand trap. The idea is that you're setting up, right? You're setting this stuff up, you get the grab, and then you use that stuff after the setup. And the grab was just leading to too much damage and too good of an Oki situation without having the setup already, which made the grab a little out of line for us. All right, what's the next one? Conra can no longer hop forward to adjust position on a successful clutch when his opponent is already cornered. This was breaking the animation, and it doesn't change the opponent positioning at all. The only thing this was doing was making Conra get really close to the slammed opponent, which let him whirl over recapture, which we don't want as well. So if they're already cornered and you hit them with clutch, you're not going to be able to shove Conra forward anymore because they're already cornered. They're just going to land where they were. You can still scoot back, and when you're mid-screen, you can still scoot back or forward. Right. So this shouldn't affect anything other than trying to get a free whirl after clutch. Let's see, where was I? There we go. Fixed the bug that was cutting off the end part of his Ultra Ender animation. So when he hits you with the book, he was supposed to put the book back, but he just kind of like gets stuck there, and then he teleports back to neutral.
Yep.
That's fixed now. It looks a lot nicer. Very, very good. We also fixed the bug preventing Conra's Swarm and Shadow Swarm projectiles from destroying themselves properly when a counterbreaker was attempted. So he did have a few much harder to attain free counterbreaker setups. That should now be gone as well. We fixed the bug that caused the camera to go nuts during Conra's Ultra if you instant cancel. Yep. And we also fixed the bug that could cause the Super Flash to get stuck on when you hit Conra out of certain moves. And that is the 2.2 change list. Woo!
That's it.
Nice, nice.
Jordan, you got any pressing questions from the chat that are not Wins Riptor?
So far, no.
So far, no.
Wow.
Again, you will learn something soon about Riptor scheduling, but not today. You will not learn that today. Cool. We're going to play some matches. We're playing on the 2.1 build you guys are playing at home.
Okay.
And, oh boy.
All right.
Yeah, you picking Conra?
Should I pick Conra?
You should pick Conra.
Conra, okay.
It's your boy, Conra.
Yeah.
Somebody wants to know when Conrad Jr. is.
When's Conra Jr.? What does that even mean?
Oh, good heavens.
Is it supposed to be those jokes on TV, Jr.?
I don't know. Oh, I don't want to go to that stage. I'm Saberwolf. Damn it. Game development is hard.
How big is Conrad's mule?
How big is Conra's meal?
Mule.
Mule.
I don't understand these questions.
It's a pretty interesting question.
These are terrible questions. These are really bad questions. Oh, no manual.
Is there a link to the
Oh, I'm cursed. There will be a link to the change list for sure later today.
Oh,
Oh my goodness. Nice, good grab. I can't answer that question. You son of a... Oh god! Oh. So angry. That's the big one. That's the damage. Oh god, it hurts. It hurts so bad.
much.
Where are you going?
Oh,
It's too far.
yeah, so.
Paul B special.
Oh,
Oh, nice meaty.
Thank you. I'm not dunking. Don't worry about it.
alright.
Oh my god, I can't hit the manuals.
Oh,
The manuals. I didn't realize you had sand. TBH. Oh.
C-Style has a question. It says, no pushback on throw while in the corner. The ability to throw twice in corner eventually.
Yes. Corner mix-ups are awesome. Oh my god. Yes.
Yes.
I mean, you don't get it for free. He's like -1 off that throw.
yeah. Places can be pretty similar.
Yeah, Glacius can get all that stuff. You're supposed to say explode there. Oh no! My shadow move didn't come out. I was gonna beat that clean.
Oh,
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, no pushback on throws in the corner. Yeah, it's totally intentional. It's a super cool reward for cornering somebody with a slower character like Glacius. I wouldn't call Conra slower, but it's certainly not easy to push people back into the corner.
Yeah.
It's not really his game. Ah.
ooh.
Oh. Okay. I see you. That was weird. Oh man.
No.
I can't manual. It's the lag. There we go. Had to do the easy one. Ow! 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 Ow!
Oh,
Gotcha.
Ooh. Nice.
Oh man, that was really smart. I must admit.
Whoa.
Such patience, Chase. Oh man. I did not expect that. You haven't been using
I never use that normal, and what I do. I had to.
I know. I know. What can you do? Ow! No questions in the chat? Nothing?
Nothing good.
oh okay.
Wow.
It's either Riptor or can you send me a fight stick?
Can we? No, we cannot send you a fight stick.
I don't even have a fight stick.
There you go. Gotta go blonde. Jago just never felt right as a brunette to me.
Nah.
Yeah.
Uppercut from Morale asks if you're Paul B.
Am I Paul B? Well, I did the Paul B special. But I screwed up all my Pharaoh cancels. So I'm probably not Paul B. Oh my god, I didn't mean to dash. Oh my goodness. I'm out.
So there's a guy in here, Elijah, 931. He keeps asking to get his stats back.
Okay.
Without knowing what's wrong with his stats, I can't give him the stats. So,
Oh my god, Brandon, that was so good. I'm listening to Jordan. I can't fight.
Oh, why did I do that?
Whoops.
Oh, I got
Ooh.
it. Oh no.
It's unpunishable. That was sarcasm because I just punished it. Thank you. What? Release date for the patch? No, we're not giving you release dates, guys. I told you that like 8 times. Come on. Where's your shadow counter, Brando? Come on. Ooh. Okay, okay, okay. Ooh.
Oh.
Misspaced that.
Yep.
The TV's really far from me. Oh, wow. Smart jump back.
All those pips.
Oh, no, I was late.
Oh, I didn't want that.
Ooh, spins out.
Accidental backdash. That's mediums.
Ooh, ooh.
That's gonna hurt.
This is
Sorry.
it?
End me.
Yep.
End me.
It's over.
Well, one failed shadow counter and one failed instant combo later. Keats was done. Oh man.
Ah, I called another thing.
Oh my goodness, I hate you.
Ooh.
I couldn't catch him.
Oh, wrong button. Oh, what I do?
Oh my goodness, are you serious?
Oh, no.
It's out of here.
Oh, oh.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
I wanted the instant cancel. I messed up so bad.
Oh, that's bad.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I did not expect that at all.
Oh, I deserve that.
Who knew that you could do that?
Ah, jump. Oh, I do it.
That was not supposed to be fireball.
It's all those pips now.
Oh. Ooh, no.
Might want to. Okay.
Yeah. I should have instant canceled.
One person's asking about the issue where Conrad's wraps will get stuck an opponent after a grab.
Oh, online?
Oh, bacon man.
That's the funniest bug ever. Yeah, I think Bacon Man is fixed. Unfortunately, that's my favorite bug.
Oh. Yeah. Is this?
Oh no! Oh god! You
Oh,
should have
yeah.
counter broke that. I shoot you. Oh no!
Ah, I didn't think you would go.
Now I shoot you.
We're gonna see a comeback.
No,
No,
we're not.
we
We're
got-
definitely not.
Yeah, I deserve it.
We just keep getting a lot of questions we can't answer.
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
yeah, of course.
if it sounds like a question that we can't answer, it probably is.
And if it's so, I'm not gonna relay it to you.
Oh, Brando, why?
Somebody wants to know
Oh,
geologically.
Geologically.
geologic.
Geographically.
Geologic.
They want to know where Conrad's forbidden archive is.
It's on the character select screen. Oof. So many mediums.
Ooh, wow.
I refuse to call him on it.
This
and
is
I'm getting bodied.
This is significant life lead Brennan has.
Oh,
Oh. You guys always bring you shadow counters.
It's hard to shadow counter on this monitor, honestly.
oh, God.
Get wrecked. Oh no! Not a meaty enough knockdown setup. Very good. Oh, wow. Yep. I blame Monitor for that. Totally. Ooh. Oh, no, no, no.
Oh, nice reset.
Oh.
Oh.
Z guys want
Wow.
what your
Oh.
IG tier list is.
Brandon is number 1. Hero's number 2.
That's 2.
I'm number 3.
Good up.
Will this reach? Here. Hold on, hold on. This is kind of tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not
Oh.
going to go.
Okay, okay.
You're going to have to play like this.
Okay, okay.
This is not going to go well.
Do this. Okay. I got this. Okay.
This fine's gonna be so twisted.
Yeah, every single top player I ask about, the current tier list for this game, I get a different top 3 and a different bottom 3, which is a good sign that things are balanced enough that it's going to take a very long time to figure out. And obviously, we're still making monthly changes to this thing.
Yeah.
And we're going to be for a while because we're releasing new content. And who knows, like, maybe one of the new characters we make is so disruptive that older characters require additional changes. And we'll keep our eyes open for that kind of stuff as well. Because, let's be honest, some of our new characters are pretty disruptive. I think this game is really cool because you cannot go into all these matchups and play the same game. You can't just do your Jago thing or your TJ thing in every single matchup. There are nuances. Some are smaller, but some are huge. You fight a character like Conra, and suddenly everything's on its head. You fight a character like Maya, and everything's on its head as well. And you really have to think critically about each new matchup and put time into solving it with your favorite character. And that's something that we really like about the game, and that is definitely going to continue with more of these Season 2 characters who really shake things up and are super interesting. I know a lot of people, it's a small hint, a lot of people out there are saying, hey, will Riptor be the new Saberwolf? Nope. Not at all. You're in for a very rude awakening if that's what you think is going to happen.
Oh no.
And you will see shortly, I think, that Riptor is very, very interesting character. Very, very cool. Oh my god. Chase, are you TJ?
No.
Oh, okay. Getting your full wrecked.
Messed it up.
Such offense. Trying to swag out, Brando.
No, I can't do it on a stick, man. I can't do it.
Brando's a pad player, but we put him on the stream and make him play on stick so we have a chance. That's the truth. That's real talk. That's honesty. Looks like we're running out of time here, so you guys can finish the set and we'll close the stream down. If there are any other questions about, game balance or whatever in the chat, now's the time. We'll try and get those for you. Is Saberwolf getting a rocket launcher was the question.
Anyway. Has there been talk of it? I could have swore. I don't know.
I mean, maybe in KI Season 12, the subtitle of which is Rocket Launchers for Everybody.
Saberwolf Reloaded?
Yeah. I mean, I once posed the question, should we give Glacius ice skates? And if so, should everyone get ice skates? And I feel like if we gave one character a rocket launcher, they'd all have to get rocket launchers, in the same vein as the ice skate problem.
Yeah, it's only fair.
But now Glacius turns into a puddle and goes much farther.
Trying to keep Chase fired by sneaking concept art.
What?
What?
Some guy was like, told Chase to sneak me concept art. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty
I think he wants Fearless Knight concept art.
Okay. I got that.
That's what we should do. It's kind of like, hey, we got 1,000 people to show up for this chaos stream.
We'll leak some concept art. Boy, didn't say from what. So this weekend we got 2 big fighting game events. We got the Capcom Cup, and we got Combo Clash. And the guys are going to be over at my place this weekend. We're going to be streaming both of those, hooting and hollering. And we're going to watch, I think Hadouken is on Sunday as well. That's Kaneda's thing. Which will be a follow-up to Capcom Cup, which is awesome. So big fighting game weekend. I hope everybody tunes into all that stuff, checks out all the action. Combo Clash is going to be awesome. Big pop bonus. A lot of the top KI talent is going. Should be a really good tournament.
Oh, I didn't want to do that.
And that will be, I think, I hope they don't overlap too much on Saturday, but I'm going to have both streams on anyway.
How embarrassing for me.
Get wrecked. Is he going full Ultra on you?
I think he is.
What a jerk.
I can't win this. I never do.
Oh, got it!
Where did he close out the stream?
Disrespect.
Wow.
know.
Wow. I think as he was doing that, he scooted farther away from you. I don't think he likes you at all.
He's not even a stick player. Oh.
Get slammed. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
All right, well, that was the stream, guys. That was the pod stream with the pod people. Iron Galaxy Tender Iron Galaxy Tender Moments. I am Adam Keats Hart. This is Noah Sasso. That is Brandon Hitchcock. Over there off screen, that is Jordan Peterson, our lovely producer, director, resident bald guy. He's nice, but you never get to see him be nice because the stream is always breaking. I'm going to leave you with a tender moment, and it's not for any of you. It's for Isaac. Delratch, look at me. Earlier on Twitter, I called you a bitch, and I meant it, but you're still a good guy, and I still love you.
Wherever you are.
Wherever he is.
That's the end.